Hi, my name is Santiago Andrés González Curcio, and I will answer the question of the statement about bilingualism. I can understand the point of Anne Marie in her article Bilingual Education in Colombia Towards the Recognition of Languages, Cultures, and Identities. However, there is something we need to take into account, and that is history. Specifically, the history of the country named United Kingdom, previously known as the British Empire. The British Empire was able to conquer 25% of the world. In every single continent of the world, there was a piece of Britain in it. What does it mean? It means that the language of English was able to spread across the world from different points and was able to become a globally speak language. So I understand that the point of Anne Marie is to prevent some languages and cultures from disappearing and to improve like the diversity in Colombia. However, the reason it is the English language is taught as a second language is because it is more likely to find another person, like for example in Poland, that speaks English than to find a person in Poland that speaks Creole. This matter of fact is also true in most countries. It is more likely to find someone who also speaks English than to find someone who speaks another language that is not the first one in that country. Another example would be like finding a speaking finding someone who speaks German in India. That is very unlikely to happen. The reason why it is mostly focused in English is because of that. And I understand her point, and I say the more languages you can speak, the better. It's always a good idea to learn new languages. However, if we try to reduce the learning in English and increase the language learned in native languages of Colombia, then there wouldn't be an improvement, like globally speaking, because only in Colombia they will be able to speak this language. If we do this, it will happen like the problems. It will cause like a lot of problems, especially when you take into account that Colombia is a country that depends a lot in importations and exportations. That's like the economy of this country. It needs to export a lot of materials and import a lot of other materials, other necessities. The thing is, if we try to change it and start to improve in, like for example, the Creole, we cannot expect that the other countries in the world will start to learn about our native languages. What would happen in that case? Then we wouldn't be able to speak with other people from across the world. After all, that's like the most that's the use or the practical use of languages. The fact that you can speak, you can transmit or transfer information to another person by speaking. That's like the purpose of the languages. If the other people from across the world are not able or don't want to or or whatever reason don't speak the same languages, then we are not able to communicate with them. And the thing is that this language, like the Creole, is only native in Colombia. So the other people in the world don't have a reason to learn it. A lot of countries have the same situation. They have different types of languages, but they selected like a primary. Like for example, in France, it has a language called Breton that is slightly different than French. However, they do not pose it as a as their primary language. Why is that? Because people from other parts of the world won't speak it. So trying to impose of some sort the inclusion of this of a language that only is spoke in France wouldn't help a globalization effort. On the contrary, will isolate the country even more. The point of globalization is to use a globally speaking language in order to be able to speak to people from different parts of the world.